This blind beggar said, Thou Son of David, have mercy on me. Now, who was this poor little low, wrinkled-arm, ragged beggar sitting against the wall? And so many, probably 3,000 or 4,000 people yelling and screaming and making fun of him, and some hailing him and praising him. He never heard his voice. He couldn't hear his voice. And his mind set on one thing, his head back out in front of the procession, going like this, looking towards Calvary. And as he went on, that little old beggar, they told him, shut up. But that didn't stop him. He screamed much more, Thou Son of David, have mercy on me. And with all the tremendous burden of the sins of the world laying on his shoulders, on his way to Calvary, that one poor little, perhaps ignorant, insufficient beggar, that faith in his heart stopped the Son of God, and he stood still. Jesus stood still. Said, bring him here. Oh, brother. Jesus stood still, and they brought the beggar to him. His faith had stopped the Son of God and brought him to a standpoint, to a still stop. Now I say tonight, I don't care who you are, what your name is, how poor you are, how far gone you are, your faith tonight will bring God to a standstill to hear your humble cry. Be still and know that I'm God. Don't listen to the rumor and bottle of the outside world and these things like that. Stand still and know that I am God. It stopped him. And they brought blind Barnabas to him. And he said, what would you that I do? He said, that I might receive my sight. That was the little talk that he wanted with him. He said, Thy faith has saved thee. And as the old beggar stood there looking at his hands and procession going on down the street as Jesus went on, he began to see after a bit, and he began screaming, running after him, rejoicing and giving praise to God. Jesus stood still when God was going to do a work. I'm telling you, if there ever was a time, my brother, that the people ought to stand still tonight, when one's saying, the magazine's writing up, it's fanaticism, it's this, it's devil worship, it's all this, that, other. Stand still! Look straight in the face of Calvary and say, Lord, was it for me? Find out what God will say about it in His Word. Stand still. Yes, brother, some of these days, this old earth's going to stand still. Some of these days, time's going to stand still. Listen to God speak. You'll stop sometime. Oh, you say, I got my kids to raise, I got this to do, I got to wash, I got to plow. These things have got to be done. Stand still a minute. Let God speak. He'll do something for you. One of these days He'll speak and the sun will turn no more. He'll speak and the moon will fail to get its light. Yes, brother. Someday I'm going to preach my last sermon. Someday I'll pray my last prayer. And I'll fold this old Bible for its last time. And every mortal wheel of this body of mine will stand still. But at that time, I'm going over on Zion to live forever with Him. The wheels of mortal life, someday beyond the reach of mortal kin, someday God only knows just where, when the wheels of mortal life shall all stand still, then I shall go to dwell on Zion's hill. I'd rather have it than anything I know. I wonder tonight if you would let all the hustle and bustle of your mind, the confusion, everything that's in your mind, if you'd stand still just for a few minutes. Let God talk to you.